Turning forest land into a settlement scheme is never a popular affair. That is what happened in the 1970s in this area.
When we migrated here, it was forest, It was a lot of snakes coming to you. They can bite you. We came to a dangerous place. Even my mother didn't want us to come here. He thought, oh, these children will die.
Wale watu walikuja hapa, walikuta wanyama wa mwitu hapa wengi sana. Giraffes walikuwa hapa, rhinos walikuwa hapa, zebras walikuwa hapa, hata wale ndege ostriches walikuwa hapa, na hawa wanyama wengine wa mwitu.
It's a situation that made life unbearable for the original occupants of this area. A neighborhood riddled in mystery and even evil spirits.
This place used to be called Ghetto. Ghetto, place of the devil. People used to believe, the community used to believe that there are devils who live here. And this is because there used to be a very thick forest here. And because there used to be a lot of huge trees, traditional huge trees, if you talk like I'm talking, you will hear some echoes. So that echo made people fear. They said that is the devil who is talking to you in return.
But the estate has grown in leaps and bounds since that daunting past. And now, those highest at the social ladder of Meru's growing metropolis call this place home.
One of the fantastic and the greatest thing I like about this area, one, there is a lot of peace and security.
This week on Area Code, we trek through Meru's farmlands to discover more about the love for this region's green gold and just how farmers here are making a killing from the production of miraa. So kwa mwezi mzuri,
yeah.
How much can you earn from your trade in miraa on a good month?
On a good month, you can, kama hizi zangu unaweza pata 60,000, unapata 70,000.
60?
Yeah, ma 70,000.
Take the ride with us as we explore the story of Kithoka area on this week's episode of Area Code. Deep in the heart of Kithoka area in Meru County, Lewis Githinji is giving us a rare tour of his farm. He was born and raised here and is now among the area's most prominent personalities. Lewis is a miraa farmer, a trade he has been practicing for years.
Unasema wewe uko na yako hapa kidogo?
Kabisa bana. Hii maneno hapa tulianza kujipanga kidogo kidogo pole pole, tukiendelea mbele. Unajua Meru hapa lazima ujipange vizuri. Kuwe na uko na shamba yako, uko na ndizi yako. Hii sasa ndio inaitwa miraa. Ndio inaitwa miraa. Hii ndio miti ya miraa. Miraa unajua sasa unachona kama hii. Hii ndio inaitwa miraa. Unaendelea kuprune kama hizi ndio zinaitwa miraa zikienda huko juu. So hii imekaa kama miaka 4. 4 years. Hii mti ya miraa. Miaka 4 years. Na zinasaidia sana hapa Meru.
Kat or miraa, popularly grown in Meru County, is a cash crop which was officially recognized as so in 2016 under the Crops Act. But that recognition has done little to help farmers of miraa. A ban in 2014 against exporting the crop to the European market and a more recent ban in 2020 against exporting the cash crop to Somalia, Kenya's biggest miraa market, has gone to hurt the trade. But the Meru County government has created a task force to explore other markets, including a possible trade of the green gold to Djibouti and Congo.
Meru, they are very hardworking. Na watu wa mashamba yao huwezi kosa vitu kama hizi. Bidii ya mashamba, bidii ya kulima. So hatutaki kukaa tukiombomba. Wacha tuone kabisa hiyo timetengewa kwenda Congo, kwenda kutafuta soko ya miraa huko. Soko imekuja huko. Na at the end of the day, mwenye atasaidika ni mtu wa Meru. Mwenye atasaidika ni mtu wa hapa.
Nearly every homeowner in Kithoka area has a small miraa farm inside their homestead. The crop is so popular here mainly because it has been a trademark of the region for many years.
Kila mtu sasa akaona hii ngiri ngondi nitapata. Ilikuwa nzuri. Na ilikuwa inatumika sana wakati wa zamani, hata na wazee. Hata akiwa hana meno, alikuwa na kinu ile ya kuponda ponda, ile majani ya mololo, mepezi. Alafu anaweka kwa mdomo tu, anasikia utamu huo wake. Ni sawa kabisa kwa Ameru.
Miraa, they are like flowers. There is a plantation there, there is another one there. They are like flowers. To me, they are more of the Miraa. It's a good cash crop.
The cash crop is a multi-million shilling product, and before the Somalia ban, farmers here were estimated to make a combined 16 million shillings worth of trade in miraa per month. It's the reason why discussion around miraa brings out the best in people here.
Otieno, unakula mmoja bana, tukiendelea na interview bana. These are social crop. So tukiendelea na interview, tunaendelea tu. Tunaendelea tu. So hii unaenda unachona hapo kidogo kidogo, tukiendelea na interview pole pole.
My first time kula miraa.
Sasa miraa ni tamu sana. Miraa hata inakuanga dawa. Miraa hata inakuwa dawa. Kwa sababu wale watu wamezoea kula miraa sana. Hata ukofu huwezi sikia ukikofu. Huwezi sikia ukikofu. Kwa sababu hiyo ni kama iko na matumizi yake kwa mwili. Hii green pekee kuikula tu inakuwa matumizi mzuri kwa mwili. So tukiendelea na interview yetu, tukijua mambo ya ngashiomo venye inatoka, inaenda pande gani, tunaendelea tu tukichonga chonga tu kidogo kidogo ni utayarishia mavitu hapa pole pole.
But since the ban of export of miraa to Somalia, most of the production of the plant has been localized. In Kithoka, it's a blend between subsistence and commercial farming.
Wakati wa kiangazi inakuwa quite expensive. Wakati wa iko mvua, miraa prices zinaenda chini. So kama saizi inakuwa ni gold kabisa. Kama kwa soko ukienda umefunga kapanchi kidogo, unauza 500. 500 shillings. Wengine wanauza hata 600. So ukifunga vizuri na ikae vizuri, unaona kama saizi zimechuna, ni kama zimeisha. Lakini hebu tupite kwa ile. Kwa hiyo hapa mbele. Yeah.
So kwa mwezi mzuri,
yeah.
How much can you earn from your trading miraa on a good month?
On a good month, you can kama hizi zangu unaweza pata 60,000, unapata 70,000. Yeah. Ma 70,000.
But miraa is not the only crop planted by the residents of Kithoka. Because the soils are fertile, crop rotation is encouraged, and nearly every homestead has a garden.
Hii kitu inamea at their own interval. Kama ikahawa itakuja nichune, nipeleke kwa soko. Hii ndizi itamea wakati yake. Niende nichunie watoto. Ile peas, minji ndio zile pale, zitamea wakati wake. Hizi marage in the next 1 month naenda kukula hizo. Hizi mahindi zinaenda kumea, tutamea wakati wake. Hii ni malenge pia. Pumpkins ndio hizi, zitamea wakati wake. So just utilize the farm, na ukitilize farm vizuri, mambo naenda vizuri.
It's an intricate blend between residential housing and farmland that has made Kithoka very lucrative among the residents of Meru town. Affluent housing is the hallmark of an area characterized by posh houses and a growing infrastructure.
My neighbor, the one who is developing here, is a lawyer. I have somebody there who is a doctor. I have engineers. So you feel proud being associated with the affluent in society. So this is how this place has earned its name, Kithoka, and that's where the prestige has come from.
It's prestige that has translated into higher value in housing and land in this area. Over the last 2 decades, land prices in Kithoka has increased by nearly 4 times the amount it was at the start of the century.
Today land here is very expensive. Actually, it's very, very expensive. I tend to think it is overvalued. Because an acre here goes for about 12 million. 1 acre, a quarter is going for 3 million. So you can see that is quite expensive, taking into account the locality.
An eighth going for around 1.5, and a quarter goes for around 3 million. So it's an area which has a lot of interest, and most of the people in Meru, they prefer settling in Kithoka, and that's on how, because also again we are near town.
With an area so green and so highly sought after, Kithoka remains as prime land for the wealthy in this region. But even Paradise has its own problems.
There used to be a lot of wild animals, especially pythons. You could hardly stay a day without seeing a python. Big pythons that were 20 feet long.
Coming up on the second part of the show, we'll be exploring the clash between humans and wildlife that has been witnessed in Kithoka for years now.
Kuna siku ziliniharibia hapa, nilikuwa na miwa, one way hiyo vanika, nilikuwa na mihogo mizuri sana. Na hizo vanika, ziliingia usiku moja na zikaharibu yote. Sasa nikaita wanawande nikuja uone. Wandani akaniambia mimi mzee sitakuja kwako. Nikamwambia ni sawa. Uandikishe, nikamwambia mimi sitaandikisha. Ikiwa zimekula.
Area Code will also be delving much deeper into the history of a place which began as a wildlife corridor before being converted into a human settlement scheme.
People came from different areas. There are those who came from an area called Chogo, others Munido, Mudarankare, Kaga. People came here from different clans. And when they settled here, they embraced one another. And they formed one particular clan so that they could be able to live and provide for their needs as a community and also as a people.
It's not hard to see why many people love staying in Kithoka, that is if you can afford it. Construction of new homes is witnessed here on a regular basis, and the competition becomes who can bring up the most outstanding establishment in the area.
Because it is prestigious. If you mention Karen, people will start viewing you in a different way because of the name Karen. So Kithoka started learning that name. So when you say you live in Kithoka, people kind of treated you differently. So every person in Meru, who in Meru actually, bought land here. Some were ministers during Kenyatta time, others were ministers during Moi time, senior police officers, doctors, professors, they started settling in Kithoka.
But the history of this place dates back to Kenya's independence era. The first people to explore this area did so around 1961. The area was mostly forested and used as grounds to graze cattle.
There is Chogo clan and there is an extended Chogo clan and Monido clan. Those two communities used to own Kithoka because they used to come graze their cattle here, cattle and goats. They graze here and then they go home, back home, every evening.
But after Kenya attained independence in 1963, the area would witness a slight increase in human settlement.
You could get an acre in exchange to a goat. Give me a goat, I give you an acre. And you see, they didn't even know what an acre is. They could not measure. So what they used to do, they used to throw a stone. So you are told, you have given me a goat, throw a stone. Where that stone will land is where your land will be.
When we migrated here, it was forestry, There was a lot of snakes coming to you. They can bite you. We came to a dangerous place. Even my mother didn't want us to come here. He thought, these children will die.
Norman's great-grandfather was among the men who decided to settle here. But there was apathy among many here because Kithoka at the time held a bad reputation for hosting evil spirits, believed to have been hiding in the thick forest covering the area.
And at the center of this forest, there was a lake. And that lake was surrounded by swamp. That swamp was very dangerous to animals and people at the same time because if you stepped on that swamp, you sank. You could not get out of it. So elephants went there and disappeared. Elephants, buffaloes, any animal that stepped on that swamp disappeared. And because there used to be a lot of huge trees, traditional huge trees, if you talk like I'm talking, you would hear some echoes. So that echo made people fear. They said that is the devil who is talking to you in return.
As a result of the belief, the people named this area as Ghetto, a place where evil spirits resided. No man's home is in the heart of Ghetto, but he says that is a myth that has long been demystified.
So people used to fear this place, but as we went on, Christianity did quite some bit of it to tell people that those devils that they say are in the ghetto do not exist.
A decade after independence, the national government would demarcate large tracts of land in Kithoka for human settlement. Many original occupants of the area would, however, come from other regions and settle here.
Through the government policies, some of the areas were set aside for the settlement of the people, and the people were given land as a result of the land alienation that the majority of the people are displaced. So people from Chugu and Munido, Mudarankare and Kaga, especially those that were landless, you find that they were the ones that were settled here from those particular areas.
But the relocation here did not come without its fair share of challenges. The truth of the matter is, the government demarcated parts of this land for human settlement despite the fact that it was an active wildlife corridor. And over the years, the clash between humans and wildlife has increased because of that fact. The residents here agitated and had the government erect this electric fence to try and keep the wild animals at bay. But even this effort has done little to quell the tension between man and beast. 1976 ushered the invasion of elephants into this area in large droves. And since their arrival, the largest land animals on earth have never left Kithoka. They have raided farms and destroyed both crops and property with little to no permanent solution to the problem.
Ndovu amekuwa refu sana. Kuingia kwa mashamba, anakanyanga kikingi, analalisha chini, anatembelea juu ya kikingi, anavuka ng'ambo ya shamba. Anakula kule anataka, wakati wa kuondoka anakanyanga tena. Kikingi inaanguka, sababu inakuwa kama ya plastiki. Ya inaingia kwa msitu. Hiyo ndio sarakasi wanafanya.
The county government has also dug trenches as part of efforts to keep the animals in the forest. And as human settlement continues to increase in Kithoka, the human-wildlife conflict promises not to go away anytime soon.
Kuna siku ziliniharibia hapa, nilikuwa na miwa, one way hiyo vanika, nilikuwa na mihogo mizuri sana. Na hizo vanika, ziliingia usiku moja na zikaharibu yote. Sasa nikaita wanawande nikuja uone. Wandani akaniambia mimi mzee sitakuja kwako. Nikamwambia ni sawa. Uandikishe, nikamwambia mimi sitaandikisha. Ikiwa zimekula.
Despite the challenge, the area has grown tremendously over the years. Kithoka hosts more educational institutions than any other area in Meru County.
There is Meru University College just across the forest. Meru University College is neighbors to Kithoka. Kemu Methodist University is in Kithoka. There is an institution called Rimpos. They help children who have no parents and have no means of living. So they are supported by that Rimpos International. There is another institute. It's kind of a home, children home, called Amani Center. So these things have really helped this place to develop.
The developments have been spearheaded by a new crop of residents from outside Meru who have chosen to invest in Kithoka. It's a diverse community found in an area that was founded more by outsiders than by natives of Meru.
Tunawakaribisha vizuri sana, sababu tunajua hiki. Usipokaribisha mgeni, huwezi mkainuka. Kidevelopment hamwezi. Lakini mkikaribisha wageni, mnainuka. Kungalikuwa siku kukaribisha wageni, hiyo barabara tumekuja nayo Haingetengenezwa hivyo mmeona. Kwa hivyo tumekubaliana barabara ifanywe hivyo. Hatunga alikuwa na maji mazuri, siku hizi tuna maji, kila mtu ako na maji kwa nyumba. Mewazi wameleta.
And they are very much welcome because they are also making us to think even much deeper and making our people to even get kind of jobs and opportunities, because at the end of the day we welcome visitors because they come up with a lot of other kind of development opportunities, and if you live with like-minded people, at the end of the day we'll make Kithoka great and better in the near future.
It's the kind of vision for a place which began with a lot of superstitious beliefs but has now turned the tide to become one of the most lucrative neighborhoods in the whole of Meru.
Jina hili Kithoka lilitoka kutoka zamani zile za wazee wa zamani. Wale walikuwa wanaishi hapa kwenda njia hii ni Samburu. Zamani zile ni Samburu. Kwa hivyo Kithoka ni kwenda kuingilia wengine. Walikuwa kwa Kimeru wanasema unaenda kuthoka mwingine. Ni mahala pa kunyang'anyana.
So sheria ya Meru huwezi panda na viatu.
Umeconvert from a resident to a farmer instantly.
Tuna mamira vizuri. Unapeleka soko, watoto wanapata kitu ya kula. Okay. Ukifanya kazi unafanya kazi mingi.
When you want to settle somewhere, you think of so many things that makes you settle. First of all, you must consider whether there is water. Is water available? Now, Kithoka has plenty of water. People also want the road network, infrastructure in general. You consider infrastructure, and when people found that there is good infrastructure, there is water, there is electricity, they started buying land.
And even if you come here, people embrace you. They have no reservation for anybody. So whoever comes, you find yourself fitting. Even if you come here and also get a piece, you find that within a very short period of time, you will be able to fit into the community, and the community will have embraced you.